How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. As always, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It helps out me a ton. You guys get plenty of fun stuff, not just Choujin X. We cover plenty of manga on the channel. I was going to be doing a Jujutsu Kaisen video today, but then Choujin X randomly decided to drop Chapter 10 last night, so now we're doing this. I'm sure it wasn't actually random, but yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, so Chapter 10. We got Ellie and Tokyo sitting in a cafe or whatever talking to Shiozaki, and he's like, drink up, it's a long story. Ellie is immediately, you can tell, not having any of this. She's a child. She's not stupid. She's like, you were destroying a vending machine. How long of a story can this be? But anyway, she also mentions that she heard Choujin weren't supposed to be using their powers just willy-nilly like that. So immediately Shiozaki's like, oh crap. Are you one of the keepers from Yamato Mori? I don't think he made it as obvious that freaked him out as I did, but it was noticeable. But yeah, Ellie's like, well, I'm not probably going to try and lie and act like Tokyo is. And Tokyo immediately, obviously not a good liar, she's like, no, neither of us are. We're both just in training. So Shiozaki takes this opportunity to go, oh, okay, so do you guys know about class ranks? And they say, yeah, a little bit. So he goes, all right, well, I'm class A, and I am on an investigation. Ellie, once again, looks at him like, you're investigating soda. Soda pop. Out of a vending machine. That's what you're investigating with your old Class A registration? Oh, what's this word I'm looking for? It's on the tip of my head. I mean, tip of my tongue. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, that's cap. That's cap, all right? Ellie is not going for literally anything this dude says, and really nobody should because he's being a terrible liar at the moment. So keep in mind, Ellie wants to make money, so everybody at the farm can have an easier time, and they can smile and be happy and have more fun times together. So, hearing about Class A investigations, all of this, she starts asking, well, does this investigation pay well? Shiozaki's like, oh, yeah, easily, at like 300k a month. No worries, easy, no problem, pays great. Once again, terrible liar. So Ellie's sitting there like, no, maybe I'll go for Class A then. Tokyo's like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I'll farm on the side as a hobby, and then I'll do the Class A thing. He's like, you're okay with that? Yeah, sure, I like it. Why not? So anyway, they also start talking about like, how much does a drone go for? So she's trying to make money to get the drone, to make farming easier, all this stuff. Yeah, it all rolls into the money to go back to the farm, do all that crap. So yeah, Shiozaki ends up getting out of there. He gets away from them, and he's like, man, that was close. I was this close to being in a jam with Yamato Mori, and I do not want that. Anyway, we noticed that the paper cutout Choujin girl that was with the tentacly dude the last couple times, yeah, right behind Shiozaki as he's walking out of this cafe, was sitting on the street talking on a phone, and you actually get to hear a little bit of the conversation, talking about they were torn up, probably the paper cutouts, their actual power, they can get torn up or whatever, saying it wasn't the person with the drugs. If it were, I'd know. So I'm guessing this is referring to like the Choujin drug injection things, like what Tokyo and Azuma, shot themselves up with. Don't do drugs, kids. Anyway, yeah, so that's really all we get from them. And then we see Shiozaki back at his place, back in the south side, where him and his little brothers live. Keep in mind, we're starting to learn more and more the south side is a very bad side of town, very run down. They live in poverty. Not a good place, not a good situation. We also have Tokyo and Ellie talking about the fact that, remember, Ellie in Chapter 2 stole a roller bee or a scooter from a kid. Turns out that kid was from the south side. So Shiozaki lives in the south side. We saw him back at his place. Ellie and Tokyo are probably going to be going to the south side to try and find this kid to give him a new scooter because Ellie stole the old one. So once again, we now have the route in which we will probably, more than likely, end up meeting back up at some point. Okay, real quick, I'm like double checking stuff on the phone for the chapter, and just make sure everything's in there properly. And I come across this panel during the flashback in Shiozaki's baseball game, and it says, runners are on 3rd and 5th. I don't know if this is a translation thing or what's going on here. That's not a thing in baseball, everybody. I just want to let that known for anybody who might have read that and just glossed over. Not everybody's a fan of baseball. That's completely understandable. Yeah. That's not a thing. You can't have runners on third and fifth. There's only 3 bases and home plate. So you can have runners on first, second, and third. You can't even have a runner on fourth because 4 is home. You can't be on home. What third and fifth? Where is the fourth and fifth base at? Where are all these runners standing? I'm sorry I had to bring this up. Okay, moving on. Okay, sorry about that. As somebody who grew up playing sports and does enjoy them, that was just so weird to notice that, because I didn't even notice it the first time I read the chapter. I don't know what I read the first time. Anyway. Yeah, so okay. We're in this baseball game back in the past. Remember, this is what Shiozaki used to do, play baseball. He was a superstar pitcher. And he's going up against this superstar batter from this other school. And he throws a pitch, strike right down the middle. Dude does not even budge, doesn't even think about swinging. This guy knows Shiozaki's signature pitch is the high-speed sinker. He wants to blast that high-speed pitch out of the stadium, hit a home run off this man, and that's his ticket to the pros. Shiozaki's ticket to the pros is now to strike that guy out, get him out of the game with the high-speed sinker. It all comes down to this pitch. If he gets it, great, Shiozaki's the man. If the other dude hits it, great, the other dude's the man. So yeah, super tense moment. Shiozaki, his dream is to make it to the pros, be a professional baseball player, make enough money to get him, and more importantly, his little brothers, out of what I can only assume is a shithole. I'm just going to say it like that. I can only assume that's what they live in. So yeah, there's a lot more writing on the line here than just, oh, I want to play baseball because I like baseball. No, there's actual consequences to something happening going wrong here. So under all of this stress, under all of this emotion, he tries to let this pitch go, and he does. He lets it go, and we get this phenomenal picture where you can see like the tattoos or like the Choujin marks on his like fingers as he's gripping the ball about to throw it. Ball goes wild, hits the batter in the shoulder, and all of a sudden causes a sinkhole right there. Starts dragging people into a sinkhole. This man is now a sinkhole Choujin, the middle of a baseball game, at the biggest possible moment. We do also learn in this chapter that common people who have the ability to become a Choujin can sometimes have their powers awaken during moments of great stress. This was that moment for Shiozaki. This is when everybody around him, and you can see the look on his face of just, he's just dumbfounded. He has no idea what just happened, but even in this state of dumbfoundation, he still is completely understanding in his mind, it's all over. Like, you can feel how he's just sitting there searching for an answer in his head, and he can come up with nothing, while everybody in this stadium sits there calling him a monster, just because all of a sudden this happened to him. He didn't try to do this. He didn't know this was going to happen. Nothing. And he is the center of attention, and everybody just thinks he's a monster. When all he was trying to do was get his little brothers out of a terrible situation. And himself as well, but let's be honest, his little brothers. I feel for Shiozaki. I mean, I don't know how you can't feel bad for Shiozaki at this point. That sucks, man. That sucks. That is, I mean, you are riding high, and then in an instant, you couldn't help it. Nothing. Straight to rock bottom. That is garbage for this man. But we got to move on with the rest of the chapter. So yeah, we see Shiozaki at his house. You see money, bags, I assume weapons. I mean, there's a baseball bat, but I mean the baseball pass. I also think you saw a knife sticking out of the bag. Probably drugs, probably all kinds of illicit and things that were gathered through illicit means. Yeah, we also see him get a page or a text or whatever saying that they're doing another one, doing another heist like they did at the bank. He's like, man, they are just running me ragged. And he has this just completely downtrodden, just depressed, sad look on him. And you can tell that this isn't really by his choice. Like, they are calling upon him like, hey, come here, we gotta go. He's not the ringleader. These aren't his ideas, any of this stuff. Yes, he is still participating, but still, like I said, I feel bad for this dude. I don't even care. Yeah, so he's got to go meet up with those other 4 dudes that we saw that were, going to do whatever in the bunny masks. And then we cut back over to Tokyo and Azuma Azuma's talking about the bank heist and about how they said they think it was done with a drill, but it would have taken forever to do what was done with a drill. And he says, but if I had been a Choujin, and then Tokyo has it click in his head like, oh, there's a hole in the bank. He made a hole in the ground for the... Oh, crap. Okay. Alright. Well, guess I'm just gonna go to classes tomorrow. And then, yeah, he just shows up to classes tomorrow. Goes to classes with Ellie. Miss Momomo's there teaching them and everything. So Tokyo and Ellie ask Miss Momomo, like, hey, did Shiozaki get his registration here? And yeah, he got it here. And they're like, well, did he get his Class A rank? And Momomo's like, are we still talking about Shiozaki right now? They both immediately understand what this means. He was lying to them. So they decide that, well, they're going to have to go talk to him themselves. And yeah, Tokyo didn't tell Miss Momomo, didn't go to Sandak, didn't go to anybody, the police, anything about possible connection between the bank heist and Shiozaki and yada yada. So hey, Tokyo ain't no snitch. So finally, to end off the chapter, we cut over some rundown shack somewhere, and it's the other 4 people that were involved in that bank heist. Remember, there's like 5 people, I think, that we saw with the bunny masks on last chapter. Shiozaki and these other 4. Yeah, these are the other 4, and they're sitting there talking about, hey, anybody who bet on Suru, pay up. It's like, I don't have the money, shut up, don't worry, we're gonna go do another job. We got our guardian angel talking about Shiozaki. So yeah, these guys are just using him to make these heists way easier. They're obviously keeping way more of the money than he's getting, and yeah, it's decent chance that he's kind of forced into doing this, and this really isn't even his choice at the end of the day to participate in these heists. But yeah, man, I feel bad for Shiozaki. That's garbage, man. That is garbage. But yeah, we're going to see where things go. I will say I did make a discussion about Choujin X a couple days ago, talking about Ozma and where he's going in the series. And I had the idea of, what if after eventually getting powers, after going through some turmoil with Tokyo, he kind of gets a big head and he's like, you know what, I'm going to go do things on my own. Because Ozma's kind of like Super Cop, Tokyo calls him up like, hey, somebody's in trouble, and he jumps off the rooftop. Maybe he decides to do that on his own now that he has powers, and ends up accidentally getting somebody killed just trying to save people from like a traffic accident or whatever. I thought that almost came true with Shiozaki's flashback. He hit that dude with a pitch and the hole formed. I was like, oh god, he just accidentally killed somebody. Oh my god, no. I don't actually think anybody died. I think he probably just got sucked into the ground, and so they had to go like dig him out, get him on the stretcher, take him to the hospital. I think if somebody would have died, it would have been mentioned. Like, this was so bad, he killed somebody. That was not mentioned. They were just like, get a stretcher. So yeah, obviously injured someone, but I don't think he actually accidentally killed somebody. But hey, might happen with Azuma. You never know. Go check out that video. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the chapter, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.